Oh, hey y'all. Been a while since I've seen you. We've been kind of busy. I've had a thumb injury. We went on vacation. Nick's been sick, but we're back. Alright, we're going to do the Shovaxe test. Instead of just outright testing it, we're going to fool around and do a few other things, kind of make it interesting. Now, I got the sheath made, as you can see. You see it on the back right there, Nick? And I'll show you how that sheath works. It's kind of ugly. It didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. You know, I don't really like the green, but I didn't have any gray Kydex, or gray Cordura, excuse me. But anyway, and another thing, in the other video, a few people asked me how much it weighed. For some reason I said 7 pounds. It's not 7 pounds, it's 5 pounds. So, but anyway, I got the sheath on there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna strap my backpack to a tree, and then I'll pull it out, show you the sheath, and we'll get started. Alright, now what I'm going to do now is, as you can see right here, the way Alice pack is made is this thing right here slides up behind it. Okay, so the way this thing slides up behind it, you just kind of give it a little bit of a twist and you pull it out. Okay, and what this thing does here now is this just slides in. Okay, of course I don't like this green at all, you know, but I'm not trying to win a beauty contest. And it doesn't match the gray, but anyway, and like I said, this does not weigh 7 pounds, it only weighs 5. I was wrong. Now what this is made out of is, this is some thin aluminum, okay, covered with a green Cordura, and on the inside it's got a black rubber, which is a protective type deal. Okay, and on the back it's got a place where you can, it's an aluminum piece that I made that you can slide it over on a belt, okay, or you can hang it on a tree, so that way, you know, you won't be stumbling around with it on the campsite. But anyway, you know, in the meantime, you can just take that thing right there and just sort of stab it in the ground. Okay, now let me take my bedroll off. Okay, well, let me get out a bungee cord here, and I'll show you something with this bungee cord, a little bit about what I thought about when I designed that on, I guess, what you call camp safety. I'm gonna pull this roll off right here, get a little bit of weight off the pack. That's my tarp and my blanket. I'll show you what that's for in a little while. All right, let's see. I'll strap this up to a tree right here with the good old bungee cords. Put that on there. Let's see. Here, go ahead and cut that off while I strap this to this tree, Nick. Alright, let me switch over real quick to my other gloves. Because I've done found out these Nomex gloves, these fireproof gloves, you can kind of mess them up when you're doing some heavy chopping and setting up and stuff. So, alright, let me switch over to this right here. Now, we'll take this thing right here. Let's go ahead and chop down a couple of these branches of this old rotten tree right here and get them out of the way. Swing that over here right here. We'll see how it does chopping up here on this part. That's good. Huh. Hey, we need to keep some of that. Hey, look at that. That pretty red color inside there. Some kind of cedar tree. Pretty neat. We'll use that for firewood tonight. Alright. I got that one branch out of the way right there. Maybe up too high. Alright. Alright, now what I was going to say about this thing here is due to camp safety, what you can do, hook that on the top. Of course, you can hang that on your belt too. Hang it right there and put the Shovaxe in it. See? And you don't have a exposed edge, and you pull it right out. Like I said, it doesn't match the handle, but I ain't trying to win a beauty contest. Am I, Nick? Nope. Alright, let's see now. Take this, put this on here, wrap it around the tree, wrap it around the tree twice. Let's see, nope, won't go twice. Let's see what happens if we wrap it around once. And pull it up real high. Alright, and see that thing will hang right there like that. And then whenever you ain't using it, it's right there. Won't nobody be tripping over it in camp. you know, nobody be looking for it. When you need it, it's right there. So that worked out pretty good. All right, let's move over to the camping spot, and we're going to start seeing if it'll dig a hole. All right, this looks like a good spot here now. Now what we got right here is this a hill that I'm gonna try to dig a little hole on, and we'll see what happens with it. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start digging, and this is gonna take a while. Now, there you go. There's some roots already right there. Unfortunately, there's some rocks too, but look at that. Cuts right through the roots. See, that's what I was wanting right there. And see, I'm not even needling. I wonder if you can hear me good on that. Look at that. Oh man, that thing's great. It's cutting right directly through them roots, just like they wasn't even there. I like the feel of this. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue digging this little hole. I'm gonna continue digging this little hole here, and then when I get done, then we'll get to some chopping, okay? So let me finish digging out this hole here. It's pretty obvious this thing's gonna dig, so here, cut that off and we'll get back with you after we got it all dug out, okay? All right, I about got this right here done the way I want it, okay? As you can see, I got kind of a pit down here, and then I got kind of a trough coming up through here. I got a trough coming up through here for air, okay? Now, I've run into several rocks. There's one right there. Oh, now, everybody was wondering before about what the rocks would do to it. You can see that shiny spot where I hit that rock. Well, let's find out. Some people said this was a work of art, and look what I'm doing to it. All right, look at the edge. Can you see the edge? Ain't no chips. It held up good. All right, now I'm just going to go and get the backpack. Now let's go over there and get. I'm gonna get the grill. Okay, wait right here. Well, follow me over. I'll grab it right here. That way you can see how close I am. Alright, now, somebody, one of my friends had asked me, and I can't remember your name, but you had asked me something about Tyvek, and I told you I was making bags. So, this new grill I got made, brand new, never been used. I don't even know if it's gonna work or not. But I've been experimenting with sewing up these bags. And what I've been doing is been putting heavy plastic lining in the rim, and I've been lining the insides with Tyvek. And that one guy asked me, he posted a comment on my channel wanting to know if I was going to make a shelter out of Tyvek. I don't know if I am or not. That stuff's hard to, it is hard to do. But anyway, this is a grill that I'm going to use for the fire pit. The way this thing works is it's got a little plastic holder right here. And you pull out these two legs right here, okay? And the only idea behind this plastic is to protect the ends from getting bent up like I just did right there, okay? Now, can you see from there? Can you see how this grill does? It sort of stabs into this wall right here. Well, let's stab it into this wall. I think that'll be even better. Yeah. All right, now we'll stab that into this wall. And then you stab these into this wall, okay? And then you stab this into this wall. That, a little bit higher. Here, bring that camera up a little bit closer and come on in on this. Okay? All right, can you see that right there? So I got it stabbed into that wall right there. And then I got these two braces stabbed into it. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the firewood up under here, okay? And then I'm gonna take some rotten wood and I'm gonna put some rotten wood up here across the top, and then put dirt over it so that the shelter will seal off on it. So, let's see. I had a piece of rotten wood. Oh, let me grab this right here. I'm pretty sure it's going to chop up this rotten wood right here. I'm not real sure how that angle is going to do on the batoning. Can you see me okay, Nick, with that sun hitting over this ways?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start with this piece right here. Alright, let's see. And you want good rotten wood over this part up here. Okay? Alright. Wonder how this stuff splits. See, that's so rotten. Ain't that rotten? Shave it off flat. Kind of lay it right there. Get another piece right there. Alright. Which end we need to shave? This end right here. Shave this end right here. Alright, you kind of get the idea of what I'm doing here with this. This is old rotten waterlogged wood. I ain't got to worry about catching on fire. And what I'm doing is I'm setting the stuff right here. And then I'm going to cover it with dirt. And that's when I'm going to seal the tarp off. So, alright, cut that off while I finish this up. And then I'll get back with you when we're getting our firewood. Alright, now what I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm getting some of this old loose dirt out right here. And what I'm doing is I'm packing this in here. Now, you got to be kind of choosy whenever you're getting your wood. If you guys remember the snake hole pit shelter, this is a little bit similar to it, but I'm digging into a hillside. Okay? I'm going to get some of this dirt here. And say I'm just piling this dirt up right here. And what I'm doing is I'm sealing me off a spot. Whatever lands under there, it ain't no big deal. See, this stuff's nice and moist. If it was dry, you wouldn't be able to do this. Alright, I'm going to get whatever dropped down under here. I'll pull it up. Okay? And then I'm going to have something that I can seal the tarp off to. Okay? Alright, now let's go get some firewood. Here comes the chopping part. Alright, now I found some pieces laying around here that I think is going to work. So, we're going to start out, we'll get some small pieces right here. That's pretty good. No problem there. Oh, no problem there. Alright, let's go to this bigger one right here now. See what we can do about getting some firewood right here. One-handed. That's pretty good. We're consecutively going up thicker. There we go. No problem there. Whoop, no problem there. Let's try here, two-handed. There we go. It's not as rotten as I thought. Alright, let's see here now. There we go. Pretty good. Dang. It's bouncing. Alright. It's holding its edge. It hasn't chipped yet. Can you see it? It's pretty good. Alright, let's bring this over and throw it in the hole. Okay. Put a little bit of this under there. Put a little bit of this small stuff under there. And then I'll put a little bit more under it in a minute. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this fire before I make my bed. And I'm going to show you another kind of a neat little fire trick. Okay. Well, when I get that little fire starter out of the backpack over there, I'll also go ahead and get our food, and I'll put our food on. So, you've seen the backpack attached to the tree, so I'll just go get it, and I'll be back in a second, okay? Alright, I got my stuff out of the pack. Oh, now, let's see, I got my water. Now, as you can see, I got all that stuff laying right there. And I also got a little bit of this stuff that I found on the way in. I forced Nick against his will to carry it, didn't I, Nick?
Yeah.
I always make Nick carry the tinder. Alright, now, okay, we got the grill sitting there. Now, I know this stuff right here is dry, but a lot of times you just need that little extra bit to go. So, let's see what we got here. Alright, Got a multi-tool cup. Got my lid. Oh, another friend of mine was talking about his Tech Sport cook set. I got a Tech Sport cook set too, but I made a neat little lid for it. I'll show you what them holes are for in a little while. So you got a pan. All right. Did you put this in there? Nick, explain to them what that is.
Noodles.
And that was ravioli. Cooks in 13 to 14 minutes. Okay. We got that. We got a couple of bouillon cubes. All right, now this is the cool part right here. All right, now I had to go run back over to my pack and get a ferro rod. There wasn't a tree over here to attach the pack to, and I probably should have. But anyway, all you do, like I say, you got these little toothpicks right here that are soaked in alcohol. You just reach in, you grab one, whatever, maybe two. All right. You got 250 of them. They're really neat. Okay. I've got some dry tinder, but I just wanted to show you this because every once in a while when I can show you something neat, I'll put that in there too. Okay, I dug them out with that. You just take them and you lay them on here. Let's lay them right on there. All right, and then strike them here with a ferro rod. And it should be good to go for a little while. Okay. You feeling a little bit better, Nick?
Yeah, a little.
Kind of hard to do with a grill there. Well, dang it.
Sort of lighting.
You'll see that when that lights up. I'm just lucky to have there it goes. I was gonna make an idiot out of me. Well, I shouldn't have done this with a dry tinder. I should have just used the toothpicks. But anyway, all right. You get the idea though. The toothpicks and alcohol. I think I should have tried it without the dry tinder. That way you could kind of get the real idea of it. But anyway, all right. Let me get this fire right here going. And what I'm gonna do now, I think it's gonna get to going on its own. A little bit of this dry stuff right here, and then that ravioli. All I got to do is put a little bit of water in there.
Warm with the cold nights.
Yep, sure will be. And see, once this fire gets going, I'll be able to push it up under the hole up under here, the coals and stuff, and then the smoke's gonna rise out the back. But anyway, all right. So that's pretty neat. Actually, this hole ain't deep enough, but I think when I shove this fire back in there, it's gonna work out all right. It's in there. Dry stuff. Yeah, because I want to cook this later on. Put a little bit of water in here.
Ooh, smoke's coming this way.
Yeah, it is. Let me put this on there. Whew, it's hot. See if that new grill holds up its weight. Yep. There you go. Looks like it's going to hold up that weight. I'll probably put the lid on it and it'll collapse. There we go. Alright, now we're good to go. Alright, I'm going to nurse this fire a little bit, and then I'm going to start on the bed right here, right beside this fire. And I'll do some more chopping with it. I got a tree. I don't really want to cut down a live tree, but I got one in mind right over there that I think it'll be strong enough that I'll cut on. Alright? Alright. I'm gonna put all this stuff up. Go ahead and cut that off, and then I'll get back with you when we're cutting the tree down. All right, I went ahead and cut them pieces while Nick is feeding the fire here, getting the food ready. And I'm probably gonna get him to come up with me. He's got the fire going good. We're gonna go up and get some more stuff. Nick, you about ready to eat soon?
Yeah.
All right, hey, keep an eye on that mantle part. I think we're catching it on fire. We got a little bit of smoke coming out the back right there, right where I wanted it to come out. So that's pretty good. All right, let's go up there and cut another part of our bed. All right, now, there's a rotten tree right over there that I'm going to use for part of my bed along with that other part that I did. But it ain't going to be fair tested, this thing, on the rotten boards. I'm not going to film that. But this part right here, this tree right here was snapped off up top. So what I'm going to do, somebody asked what it would do to a 6-inch log. So this is about a 6-inch log. So I'm gonna see what it'll do. You can see that it hits your neck.
camera.
Alright. You can see this thing's doing a good job. And like I said, this thing actually cuts better than my axe. As you can see, I mean, it's cutting right through it like it was nothing. You see right here, this tree is not a rotten tree. Can you see it pretty close? Does that look good right there, Nick?
Yeah.
That is not a rotten tree. You know what? Dang it. You getting that pretty good?
Yeah.
Getting kind of hard now. Get down in there. See the edge? Still perfect. It ain't cracked. Alright, let's get some more cutting. Almost through it. That's pretty cool. I have noticed something. I need more of a radius right here on the handle. It's holding up. Still sharp. Oh! Come over here, man. Look at that. There you go. You see it? It's about 6 inches. Now that's a workout. That's for sure, but that's pretty good test. They still got the edge. Alright. Cut it off. Let's go start my bed. We're running out of daylight. I was going to show you the tarp shelter, but I'm just going to show you the bed. Everybody's seen tarps. Alright, come on, let's go, Nick. Alright, this is the other part of the thing I was telling you. See how rotten this is? That's why I say this ain't a real test of this thing. But, you know, I know y'all guys see me cutting down a lot of live trees and things. I really don't try to if I can help it. I mean, if I got stuff like this around, I'm gonna use stuff like this. Okay, so I'm gonna cut that one. I'm gonna cut this one. And then you'll see what I'm doing. Core of that is still pretty good. All right, I got those 2 pieces, and then I'm gonna need 2 short pieces. That's not as rotten. There you go. And then another piece about that length right there. Right there. All right.
Good chop.
Good chop. That's what I'm gonna need. And then I'm gonna carve. Let's see. This is gonna be. I'm gonna carve here. I'm gonna carve a spot out right here, and then I'm gonna carve a spot out right here, like that. So that's pretty rotten, but I hope it holds up tonight. And then I'm gonna carve a spot here. Hope it don't collapse tonight. Then I'm gonna carve a spot right here. I think the way this is gonna work, sure is sloppy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna set this up like this. And then I'm gonna put this over here. You're probably gonna have to help me set this bed up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut them deeper too. Just like that right there. All right, cut that off and we'll haul this stuff over to the campsite. Okay. We came back, look at that, Nick. We got the flames coming out the backside like we wanted it to. Isn't that cool? See, that's what you want. You want the flames coming out the back of the pit. See, this is why I cooked before we put the tarp up. See, it's drawing them up that hole right there. Isn't that cool, Nick?
And the smoke comes through the dirt.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Smoke's coming through the dirt too. Smoke dirt. Alright. Alright, and as you can see how the flames are starting to go up. That's because if you're, I remembered something that my dear old dad taught me, that if you got to have airflow for airflow. In other words, I had wood all piled in there, and then I remember Dad teaching me that you had to leave gaps in there, and if you left gaps in there, it would create a place for the air to go right through and come out on the other end. Okay, now, it's getting dark, and I don't think it's going to rain, so we're probably not even going to fool with the tarp roof. But this is kind of neat to show you that if you was going to be here, what are you doing, man? Filming the sky? Okay. I didn't know what you was doing. But anyway, you could do a tarp. You could have a tarp coming over to the ground right here and use stakes and stake it down and then stretch the other end out. But anyway, I'm just going to build me a little bed right here and we're going to sleep under the stars tonight. So, we've determined that this thing's going to dig. We've determined that it can cut. So what I'm going to do is, let's say if I was going to have a tarp here, I would dig like a hole right in here. Okay? There's some more of them dreaded rocks. I hate them things. I have to kind of pry them out. I don't really want to get in on them. All right, kind of dig a little bit of a hole right in here. Got me another root. All right. I'll show you in a minute what I'm doing. Just kind of digging me out a little ledge right here. Just a place to seat this. Pull this out, kind of put this here. All right, you get the idea behind that right there? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this up and just kind of shove that in there so that on the other end, when I support the other end, it'll be up off the ground. Okay, make sense? Maybe even stab it up in there. Probably could have sharpened that other end. Dig up in there a little bit more. Got that root. Alright, I got that one done. Now I'm going to dig this other one. Go ahead and cut that one off and then I'll shove this other one in and then we'll do the end of it.
Let me hold it while you put it in there.
Alright, as you can see, I kind of dug into the ground right here a little bit and shoved these in here. Nick couldn't film this other end because he had to help me hold it up. But what we did, as you can see, there's a tree right here, and what we've done is we put them rotten logs under there, and I got me up off the ground right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my blanket and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next, and we'll probably move the camera. So I'm going to grab that blanket right there and then we'll show you what we're going to do next. Alright, as you can see now, what I got here is I got my tarp, which we probably ain't going to use, and then I got my wool blanket over there. Alright, now this is one of them blankets that I was telling you about, that's a moving blanket that I've added a bunch of extra grommets to. And if I can scoot it up under this thing, it's going to be a really nice bed if I can scoot it up under without catching it on fire. Nick, you don't want me to catch it on fire, do you?
No, because I got sleep there.
Well, where am I going to sleep?
Not sure.
Well, I need to at least weight test it. Alright, what you do with this right here is you slide it up under. Okay? You slide it up under here. Alright. Now, you can see I got extra grommets right here in the middle. So what you do with it is you fold it over. Okay? And I got another one of my neat little homemade bags right here. Okay? Got a piece of paracord. That's what you're going to tie them off with. And then I got carabiners. Lots of carabiners. Okay? Grab you up a couple of carabiners. And that's what you're going to tie the ends up with. Alright, you run these things through right here. And that's going to lock the end. Okay. Pull that up a little bit. Right there. Take this in. Lock it in with a carabiner. Alright, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie these off right here. Okay? And probably what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to move the camera. So go ahead and cut that off and then I'll get you to move the camera over here, okay? Alright, now as you can see, good old Georgia crows. Alright, now, as you can see what I've done now is I used a carabiner out on the end and then right here in the middle I got me some paracord tied up, okay? So I got one end tied up right here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over, okay? I'm going to flip it over nice and tight right there. Looks a little bit messy, but it ain't. And then you take it and you flip it up under, okay? And then you grab the other end. Can you get all this, Nick?
Yeah.
Alright. And then you grab the other end right here. Now what I'm going to have to do is, as you can see how it's working out right here, all it is it's a moving blanket on some boards. Now what I'm going to do is it's underneath these grommets under here. I'm going to tie a paracord to them. And I'm going to wrap it around a couple of times to keep it from slipping under. So, let me get them tied up. It's getting dark. We'll check on our food and then we'll go to sleep for the night. Alright, cut that thing off while I tie this up. Alright, yeah, that's what I say, Nick. We're down to 1/4 of a battery and we didn't bring an extra one. Alright, I got the bed all tied up there with the paracord. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to jump in it. Here, get behind the camera, Nick. Let's see how comfortable this is. Oh. 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 Man, that ain't bad at all right there. Alright, now what I'm going to do, our food. I got a bed, and it ain't going to rain tonight, so I ain't worried about it, okay? Alright, oh man, that's a comfortable bed. All it is a moving blanket. Alright, let's go over here to the pack for a minute. Alright, now what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to put back on my Nomex gloves, because I'm going to be handling the food. And let's see what we got in here. Oh, real quick, what I didn't show you, and I'll show in a later video, is some things that are called eye stakes. Okay? I even made a little baggie for them. What they are is they're little stakes that you put in the ground, and they've got eyelets in them so that you can tie off paracord. Because what you can do is you can stake a tarp down and then run paracord through it and then run it under the tarp to support it. Okay? Eye stakes. You do that too good, Nick. You know that? Alright, we got a wool blanket. Alright, got a wool blanket. Stretch this back out for the night. Alright, let's go get something to eat, Nick. Come on, cut that off. Let's go. Now, if you don't mind a warm drink with a little bit of a cheesy flavor, I'll take the runoff of the ravioli and I take a beef bouillon cube, well, chicken bouillon cube, throw it in a cup. Now, I'm going to show you something right here. Woo! That's strong straight. Alright, now, take this right here. Now, the idea behind this lid with the holes off to the side is so that you can pour off. Here, check it out. Can you see it? Don't that look good?
Mm-mm.
Alright, so what you do is you put the lid on. There may not be much water in there. I may have to boil some more water in a minute. But what you do, I haven't even tried this yet, is you pour off the hot water. Can you see that, Nick?
So that's what those holes are for?
Yeah, that's what the holes are for. You picking all that up or is my hand in the way?
I got it.
You did? Okay, so that's what that's for. I say I'm going to have to boil some more water in a little while. So that's what you can do. I wasn't paying attention because I was too busy fooling around with chopping and digging and stuff. But see, that's, you can have a nice ravioli flavored chicken bouillon. But anyway, and then this right here, I think we're about done with this lid. Let's see. Alright. There you go. I'm gonna eat right out of the pot. This is supper. Don't that look good? Yum, yum. Alright. Well, let's eat, Nick, and then we'll wrap up for the night, okay? Cut that thing off and we'll eat a little bit. Okay?
Well, 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 would you look at that? He crawled under the covers and already fell asleep.
I was. Oh, man, I'm exhausted. Alright, well, it looks like the Shovaxe test worked out pretty good. You did your job very well. You chopped good and you dug good. We dug a fire pit and I chopped up a bunch of wood and made me a bed. So.
And the fire.
Okay. Here goes. You can sleep with me. There you go. Where you want? Right there? Alright. Now, I better put you right there so I don't cut my face off. Alright guys, well this test was very successful and the Shovaxe did its job. I'm going to let it sleep with me tonight. Just whatever you do, don't tell the machete.
Creepy.
Alright, I won't sleep with it. Alright, till next time. I know this was kind of an awkward video, but it was just thrown together. Alright dudes, till next time. I'll see you.